For more than 3 decades, the flags of member states have been flying high at a location on the Horn of Africa. This is the headquarters of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development. IGAD is a regional bloc that plays a crucial role in providing a strategic and integrated framework for regional cooperations, as well as providing crucial links between the region and other regional, continental, and international bodies. Africa is rising, but as it soars to greater heights, challenges too exist. From drought, migration, peace and security, violent extremism, transnational crime, climate change, to the current pandemic. On November 29, 2019, a wind of change blew through Djibouti, resulting in the passing of the baton by Kenyan Ambassador Mahmoud Malim, who led the institution for 12 years, to career diplomat and former Foreign Affairs Minister to Ethiopia, Dr. Workneh Gebeyehu, opening up a new chapter in the IGAD books, moving the decades-old organization from the boardroom to an institution led by the people and for the people.
An aura of freshness is on the horizon, so I am very much appreciative of that.
There has always been a lot of people giving in to issues here and there. But we are closest now probably than any other time.
The tall, vibrant and optimistic Dr. Workneh, with a doctorate in criminal justice, came into office with an ambitious 100-day plan that looked to internally reform and revitalize IGAD, making it ready to handle the emerging challenges faced by member states. Among the things on his in-tray was the region's youngest child, South Sudan. After years of civil war and months of stalled mediation over the peace process, Dr. Workneh led the formation of the revitalized Government of National Unity that resulted in President Salva Kiir and first Vice President Riek Machar agreeing to a power-sharing deal that brought lasting peace to the country. And with this new face of IGAD came a new transformation. With the chairmanship of Sudan Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok, a new building representing the ambitions and hopes of the 250 million citizens from IGAD member states was unveiled.
IGAD is now achieving a new state of maturity with the support of its partners, the member states, and its friends, and the IGAD partners in the international community.
Nous voudrions féliciter le dynamisme, l'expérience de la diplomatie de notre frère Workneh pour conduire les affaires de notre organisation, l'IGAD.
That looks like the headquarters which represent the people of the region and also the member states as well. So that is going to be a symbol of this, the Greater Horn or the East Africa or the IGAD region.
For Dr. Workneh, the first 100 days were meant to get IGAD from the boardrooms and move it to the people. Within this period, he made a point of visiting the member states under his watch, rubbing shoulders not just with the heads of state, but with the people whom he represents as well.
IGAD is all about its member states. If the member states are very strong, IGAD is very strong.
Our target is the people rather than the plans, because when the people, they live happy, they go wherever they want to go and they want to work. I think at that time we can say, Alhamdulillah, we have done our best.
For Dr. Workneh, the revitalization of the organization starts with the citizens knowing more about what IGAD does. The main agenda on his notebook is to revitalize IGAD and to have IGAD for the citizens. But with this new role comes great responsibility.
We had given him a target of 50%, but within 3 months, he was able to collect more than 30%. And as we are speaking now, he's actually collected more than 70%, which is way beyond the target that we had given him.
The funds from the donor community go a long way into directly affecting the lives of the people. 17-year-old Iman Ahmad, a migrant from Ethiopia, whose journey for survival paints the harsh realities on the continent. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, Ahmad, together with tens of other children, finds some semblance of refuge at the Caritas Center in Djibouti. Here, acts of kindness have given them food and shelter. With this new reality, IGAD's 100-day plan changed and focus shifted to a much-needed corona response.
Thanks to IGAD, we were able to give accommodation for 16 children. 16 children for the lockdown period.
As Africans, we believe to go far, one has to walk in the company of others. On March 30th, 2020, the Executive Secretary, Workneh Gebeyehu, always the diplomat, reached out to all the heads of states in member countries before holding the first ever virtual meeting of heads of states for a regional strategy.
I'd like to thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Workneh, and your entire team for taking advantage of information technology to make this meeting happen this morning.
To mitigate the effects the virus was having on member states, Dr. Workneh was able to source 60 million euros from the European Union. The funds were channeled to member states through the United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS, to purchase personal protective equipment, test kits, ambulances, and other related, equally crucial equipment that member states needed. For IGAD, the well-being of healthcare workers remains crucial if the pandemic is to be defeated. The interventions too were internal. A total of $700,000 individually contributed by IGAD staff also went into the corona response kitty. This would help Ahmad and dozens of Africans caught in the migration puzzle in the backdrop of a pandemic.
We are not going to resolve it within a short period of time, but definitely the issue of migration needs an attention, not only from the region. This is not only the regional problem. This is an international challenge that should be resolved in the international cooperation.
From the first wave of desert locust swarms sweeping across the region and flooding posing threats to food security and COVID-19, IGAD had to engage member states and international partners.
The locust invasion, you heard about flood, this COVID, these are triple threat which we are dealing with it. Our member states are dealing it. But still, I am very positive that we can manage these things and we will go to the next geopolitical process.
IGAD has also been involved in the processes that consist in bringing Somalia back to normalcy, and Dr. Workneh is posed to enhance efforts in that sense.
In fact, we say we are lucky to have Dr. Workneh as the Executive Secretary of IGAD. Dr. Workneh brings a lot of experience in understanding of security within our region. He has held several positions in Ethiopia government in the security sector. He was Inspector General of Police, or in Ethiopia they say Commissioner of Police, for almost 11 years. That's wide experience. So he's a person who has seen and dealt and devised strategies, programs to deal with violent extremism and terrorism.
We have a Center of Excellence for Counter-Violence that is a means to counter the violent acts in different countries which may develop to insurgency.
Our group film that we've come up with I'm just thinking about it and I'm like, wow, we can develop an entire proposal out of this, and we can use, just challenging young people to understand that just like we are the light in our community, in our country, trying to prevent violence through various means, they can also be a light within their communities.
I decided to use the social media and showcase the positive side of the country. After that, encountering the extremism. So this workshop actually helped me to focus on the strategy and the message in order for me to reach a larger audience.
IGAD, through its Climate Predictions and Applications Center, ICPAC, based in Nairobi, has been very proactive in terms of disseminating weather forecasts as a way to prepare member states for the risk of floods while monitoring desert locust invasion and sharing useful information to help mitigate the effects.
Reaching the last mile, the farmer, the pastoralist, the people who need the info, and giving them not an info the way we want, but the way they want and the way they understand. And that's what we are striving, and that's what the ES actually is pushing us to do.
For the first time, IGAD reached out to non-traditional donors like Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, China, and also for the first time in IGAD, Dr. Workneh traveled to Moscow and met with Sergei Lavrov, the Minister for Foreign Affairs to Russia, and agreed to cooperation and strategic relations. With growing expectations from the new team at IGAD, a new scheme is being developed to encourage member states to celebrate the positivity among them by awarding member states through celebration of eminent persons.
We are going to have a kind of a prize committee which will bring the best people from the region. A crème of young people, for example, who are top in terms of education. We can bring together these people and ask scholarship for them in Europe or in Africa.
After a successful year in office, a lot still remains to be done. And for Dr. Workneh, work is just beginning for the 36-year-old institution. He says the journey to meet the needs for the millions of Africans in the region won't be easy. Solutions won't be arrived at overnight, but it is a journey that must be made, and he remains ready to steer the institution to new heights. Heights that will include peace, integration, and the revitalization of member states.
So the future is a future where we are going to work under the leadership of Dr. Workneh to ensure that we have a peaceful, prosperous region where every citizen of this region is able to aspire and be able to achieve their dreams.
IGAD will be a most visible organization, regional organization in this very challenging region.